Today I'm going to show you how I do my window covers, how easy it is, hopefully. I found some paper in here, some Christmas wrapping paper. I thought, well, that ought to work real well. So I'm going to give it a try, show you how I do it. Basically, you just cover the window, and you can use a tool if you want, or you can just use your fingers. Just put your paper in there and push it up into the corners of your window like this. What you're trying to do is create that crease so that you can come back later and cut it out. So you want to go all the way down into the bottom area. Anyway, you just put your fingernails up in there and push it around and make your crease. Do it all the way around. Some people put tape on it to hold it into place while they're doing that. You can. I have some tape. But most of the time, you really don't even need to do that. So you can see it didn't really take me very long. I pretty much have my crease already made up. I don't know how long that took, but it wasn't very long. So now I'm going to move into the inside, and I'll move all the cameras, and we'll show you what to do next after that. All right, this next part, you can see the crease that I made with my fingernails a while ago. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do suggest that you make it a little bit larger than what you're actually seeing there so that you can have room to trim it down later. And I'll show you why later when we get into cutting this, because I use a cigarette lighter to burn the edges of it after I do it, and it seems to help. So I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. I'm going to cut it out. This is the first video that I'm uploading about how I did it, but the thing is, you've got to find your van first. Any kind of good van will work. I recommend a 6-cylinder because it's going to be cheaper on gas. Some people are even doing it with large vans. I think these Toyotas and Hondas, they all work really well. Nissan, any of them, any of the Japanese or even the Ford, Chevrolet. I mean, you can do it any way you want to, but the thing I look at is the gasoline that you're going to have to buy when you're on these long road trips. My Toyota, it gets 19 miles per gallon, so it does pretty good. Okay, I got that checked out. I'm gonna go back outside and double check and make sure I got it right and do the creases on the bottom again. I think I'm off just a little bit. Well, it turned out to be pretty close. So now that I have my pattern, you see how easy that was. If you need to use tape, you can to hold it in place. This you buy at Home Depot. It comes in big rolls. You can't hardly miss it. It's just rolls of insulation. I'll give you a good close-up look at it. I will attempt to put the names of all these different things that I use down below. But this stuff is really, it's not hard. I just walked up and down the aisles, and it comes in different sizes. I got a big long roll of it. It wasn't too expensive either. So, next step, you just put it on there. I'm gonna go find my tape again. See what I did with that. There it is. And you can use one edge to hold it into place. It may seem a little intimidating at first. It was for me. When I first got started, I took out all the seats. That took me quite a while. And even that little walkthrough in the middle between the seats in the front. At first I didn't do it, but after a while I seen that it's best to go ahead and take that out too, so you can get up from your seat while you're traveling and not have to get back in another door. You can just turn and walk right up through there, just like a regular RV does. It's not taking me very long to do this at all. It's not hard. I'm not special. If I can do it, you can do it too. Like wrapping a Christmas present. Some of us guys are not too good at that, but we can learn. Okay, so I've got it down there. I like to take my black magic marker, a little Sharpie permanent marker, and then use that to go around the edges. Like I said, you're always trying to make it just a little bit bigger than what it really is, what you measured, because it's easier to cut it down than if you cut too much off, you can't put it back. So just a pretty rough. Of course, for those of you who are perfectionists, it's better if you can go slow and try and be perfect with it. It's better that way if you've got lots of time. Sometimes I get in a hurry. I like to be perfect, but I'm really not most of the time. Okay, now I got it laid out. I got it marked, and I can just take this back up. I'm done with it. Take it back off. And there's my pattern. I want to show you some of the patterns I used. When I first started doing it, I bought a big roll of this fairly thick, it's almost cardboard, but it's not cardboard. It's thinner than cardboard. And that comes in big rolls too, but I believe that Christmas wrapping paper is easier and cheaper than what I did. So there's your trick right there that'll save you some money. Just get some Christmas paper. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work. And that Christmas paper does work. Now if I'm a scissors again. I don't know what, here they are. Okay, so now I've got that all marked down, I can cut it out. Like I say, just go a little bit bigger because you'll want that extra space later. Go around the edges. I'm trying to go as fast as I can because I don't want this video to be too long. I want it to be hopefully within 15 minutes. 10 to 12 minutes is better. So I'm gonna go fast. Probably better to do on your first time especially, go slow. It'll come out better. Okay. Now you see that didn't take long. Now I have the pattern for my window. Okay, so now the next step, if you'll notice on your windows, this one, if I put the black felt on the inside, I can have it reflected for the summer and reflect all the heat out. Or if the black felt is glued to this side, I can put it on the other window because the windows are exactly the same. Let me move this camera just a little bit. I think I'm off a little. There we go. I think that'll be better, yeah. Because these windows are exactly the same, right? So you can have it on this side, or you can move it to the other side. One side, the black felt will be on the inside. The other side will be on the outside. That's the way they work, and you can swap them out. You make one for both sides, you know, and you can just move them back and forth. So now we need to get some glue. I found especially this Loctite to be especially good. Loctite spray adhesive, but this 3M high strength 90, it's good too. Whichever one you want, doesn't matter. I'm going to use this one. And the idea is just to spray your stuff on there. I don't know if I have enough black cloth or not, but I'm going to see if I do. I brought my leftovers. You need to get up around the edges too. It's pretty important to get the edges. Oh, here's some of my leftover cloth that I had. I'm going to get out some of it, see what I can find. These are tablecloths that I bought off Amazon. Just regular large tablecloth. I bought them because they're black, number one, and number two, they're water resistant. And they were cheap. So I kind of made out on all areas. I think they might have cost $10, $12 each, but you get a lot of material that way, and it doesn't cost very much. So here we have the material. Probably not getting it exactly right because I'm in such a hurry. I'm just going to lay it on there and glue it on. I'm not sure the camera's catching all that. Let me move it down. No, it wasn't. There we go. Okay, so I'm just gluing it on there. with that glue, and you can see it's sticking. Now normally you need to let it dry, but I don't have time to do that because I'm trying to show you how to do it. So let's say I let it dry overnight. Now I'm going to come back the next day and cut it out with the scissors. Again, you just take the scissors, I'm not sure how this is going to work. I'm trying to move too fast, I think. I need to take my time, actually. But I'm not, so here we go. Like I said, normally you would let it dry overnight. I bought almost everything that I used on my car, and I'll tell you which things are an exception, but nearly everything is from Home Depot or Amazon. I got everything I need off them two places. A couple of bolts, I had to go to a bolt supply when I was bolting the bed down, but I mean, it's just very few things had to be. I even got the Blue Eddy generator on sale. So it was almost everything I got. Oh, here we go. It's from Amazon. Of course, you have to have an Amazon account. It costs a little bit for the shipping. Okay, now if I would have took my time, I wouldn't even have any wrinkles on there. There we go. Let's see if you're still seeing that. Yeah, you still got a good picture. Now what I've been doing is, after I do this part, I would go back around, cut it real close to the edge, and then double check. Let me show you right here. Go around, double check, make sure that it's fitting the way you want it to fit in your window. Okay, I'm gonna imagine that I went all the way around it and trimmed it up good. Then I just take a lighter and I was trimming up the edges like this, melting them down so that they wouldn't run. I should have glued it a little closer, but I didn't. Oh. And you can just go all the way around and just melt that so that it's a good fit. And it's got a burnt edge around it. That way it doesn't come unravel on you later. You just go around the whole edge like that. Like I said, you really need to glue it all the way up to the edge real close, because when you do that burning, you want that to be stuck really close. And then you have one. Like I said, one side, you can go over here and be for this side, this side window, and you got the black out like you're doing stealth camping. Let me turn the camera up again. There we go. So you're doing stealth camping, you can put this out and the black side's out, and at night people try to look in, they can't see anything. It just looks like a tinted window if you've got the black facing out. And you've got the reflective side in. But if you want to put it on the other window, other side, you would put it on the other window and put that window over here, and then you would have the black facing in and reflective side out for daytime and for, you know, keeping it insulated better. And I've been doing that in the summer. I've been having the reflective side out because I didn't need it. I wasn't doing stealth camping. I was in an RV campground the first time that I went, and it didn't matter. The second time I went, I was out in the open, but it wasn't important to me. I wasn't really in a community or a housing project or anything like that. But you can do it that way. Anyway, that's part one. Now I'm gonna have to do some resetting of the camera, and I'll get back with you on part two.